Thank you very much indeed for that wonderful panel discussion right in the morning, a wonderful start to this very pertinent and important leadership conclave, 17th Agriculture. And I would now invite on stage Ms. Zaman Almas. She is the Senior Manager at Agriculture Today Group, to kindly do the honors of felicitating our dignitaries with a small token of gratitude. We would like to begin by honoring our distinguished moderator, Shri Sanjay Chaudhary ji, Vice President, Strategic and Corporate Affairs, Indo-Gulf Crop Science Limited. Thank you, sir, for wonderfully moderating this session. We would like to felicitate Dr. Nutan Kaushik, Director, Amity Food and Agriculture Foundation. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing all those valuable insights. We would like to felicitate Dr. R.C. Agarwal, Deputy Director General, Agricultural Education. Thank you, sir. Mr. M.J. Saxena, Advisor, Ayurved Limited. Dr. S.K. Malhotra, Vice Chancellor, Maharana Pratap Horticulture University. And Mr. Raju Kapoor, Director, Corporate Affairs, FMC India Private Limited. And may I request all our dignitaries to kindly come forward for a group photograph, please. Ladies and gentlemen, requesting everyone to kindly remain seated. We are straight away moving ahead with the proceedings of our session 2, which is a very, very important session on international cooperation in trade and agriculture. We would just request a few minutes to set up the stage for the next session. Thank you. Oh, sorry. How are you, sir? So, ladies and gentlemen, we now move to our second session of the day, International Cooperation for Sustainable Agriculture. This session will bring together diplomats, development leaders, and international experts to discuss how cooperation across borders can strengthen the food security, promote climate-resilient farming, support farmers, improve livestock and agri-value chains, and also create more sustainable agriculture systems. And to lead this important conversation, we are honored to have with us Ambassador C. Rajashekhar, IFS retired, former officer on Special Duty States, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. May I invite you, sir, to kindly grace the stage. Let's put our hands together to welcome our distinguished moderator for the session, Ambassador Rajashekhar. Warm welcome, sir. Ambassador Rajashekhar is a distinguished former diplomat with rich experience in international relations, state-level engagement, diplomacy, and development cooperation. His deep understanding of India's global partnerships and intergovernmental engagement makes him ideally suited to guide this important discussion on international cooperation for sustainable agriculture. I would now like to invite our distinguished panelist, His Excellency, Mr. Jagannath Samy, High Commissioner of Republic of Fiji. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Fiji as an island nation brings a very important perspective to the global conversation on sustainable agriculture. Small island developing states are among the most vulnerable to climate change, yet they also offer valuable lessons in resilience, community-based systems, and sustainable resource management. We have the honor of inviting His Excellency Mr. Mariano Agustin Cosino. Very warm welcome, Ambassador of the Argentine Republic. Argentina is also widely recognized as an important agriculture nation with strong capabilities in food production, agri-exports, innovation, technology, and sustainable farming practices. And India and Argentina share meaningful opportunities for cooperation in agriculture, food systems, trade technology, and knowledge exchange. May I now invite Mr. Roberto Carlos Razeira Papa, Agriculture Attaché, Embassy of Brazil. Let's put our hands together to welcome. And our final distinguished panelist for the session is Dr. Wael S.H. Awad, Secretary General, India and Arab Countries, Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture. Dr. Awad brings an important perspective on cooperation between India and Arab world, particularly in the areas of trade, commerce, industry, and agriculture. Ladies and gentlemen, this session brings together a truly international panel representing diplomacy, livestock research, island economies, Latin America, Africa, Asia cooperation, and India-Arab partnerships. I now invite Ambassador C. Rajashekhar to kindly begin the session and take the discussions forward. Over to you, sir. We would request you to kindly conclude the session according to the timer in the front, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that kind introduction. Good morning. I am Rajashekhar. I have this distinct privilege and honor to moderate this second session of the 17th event. I would like to begin greeting you all, each one of you, warmly welcoming you to this session on international cooperation. We are very fortunate to have the company of very many eminent persons who have created wealth of knowledge. And also I would like to congratulate the earlier panelists for their insights and pearls of wisdom. So let me introduce that we have a very representative panel here, very eminent and representative. To my right is the Ambassador of Argentina, His Excellency Mariano Agustin Cosino. Great to have you here. And fresh on the heels of victory, very, very happy and privileged to welcome you, Excellency. And to his right is High Commissioner Jagannath Sami, High Commissioner of Fiji. He represents small island developing states. So what is it to be? There, the agriculture perspective. So we look forward to having your inputs. And to my left is Dr. Wael S.H. Awad, Secretary General, India and Arab Countries, Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture. So may I request you to also cover, in addition to Arab countries, also because we don't have here African perspective to the extent that you can, given your eminent insights. And to his left, I'm very happy to say that my most enthusiastic panelist, ever since yesterday, he has been asking me what is it like and interacting very energetically, Mr. Roberto Carlos Razeira Papa. So this is our distinguished panel. So this theme of this session is how to promote, expand, deepen international cooperation, whether it is through trade, export imports, technology collaborations, joint ventures, or research and development, exchange of our experiences in today's world of geopolitical disturbances, disruption of supply chains. So I would like to present a few thoughts for the panel to dwell on these things. Each one I would request you to take about 7 or 8 minutes. So firstly, today, while we have enough food because of this recent geopolitical disruptions, there have been problems in food, fertilizer, and fuel. So how to make the supply chains more resilient? This is one question. What you have been doing in your countries, and what can we do bilaterally with India and together for the multilateral international stage. The second thing is, while we have made great progress, most of the work, most of the cream of the fruit is in the hands of the multinational companies. That's good. But how to ensure that the real farmer gets more remuneration? Because if you take the case of India, 2/3 of Indian population still works in the fields, and most of them are on subsistence agriculture. How to increase the incomes and the quality of life of farmers, and also how to make agriculture sustainable in this age of AI and fast changes. So with these few thoughts, may I begin? Who would like to go first among the panelists? May I go alphabetically? Look to my right, Excellency. So I request you to please speak from your capital's perspective and what you have been doing in India, between India and Argentina, and what we can do together for the world. Especially this year, India hosts BRICS Summit, and we also later hope to host Africa Summit and continue this momentum of international cooperation to further strengthen the lot of Global South. Excellency.
Well, thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. I'm very grateful for the possibility to address here today, and especially to this summit, to the 17th Agricultural Conclave Summit. In the case of Argentina and India, I would say that we have been working very good in the last almost 8 decades. Argentina was among the first Latin American countries to establish a sitting ambassador here, among with Brazil and Mexico, and I think we were the first in 1950. Then this relationship that evolved from coincidence of shared values. We are two democracies, we respect same values, but in the last, let's say, 20 years, the two countries have shared convergence of its national interest. And in this field, I think that agriculture is in some way is the core of this cooperation of the two countries have been developing. Argentina, as you know, it's a country, it's a very large country, it's the 8th largest country in the world, it's almost as big as India, but the population is relatively small. We are less than 50 million people. So at the same time, we are placed in a region of the world which is very far from Asia, very far from India, but at the same time, it's a region of the world with it's a peaceful region. It's a region in which there are no major geopolitical disruptions or major geopolitical problems. So our countries in South America are very reliable partners for a country as India. I would say that since India has risen as a so important economic power in the last 3 decades, and especially in the last decade under the leadership of the Prime Minister Modi, the two countries have developed a relationship to the extent that today India is among our 6th largest partners. And this includes the two most important countries in the world, which are the United States of America and the People's Republic of China, and our two major neighbors, Brazil and Chile. And then India is our fifth or sixth largest part, depending on the year. I would say regarding agriculture, in the year 2009, we created a general consulate and promotion center in Mumbai, where most of your companies are placed, and it's very important for everybody. In 2019, the relationship of the two countries was elevated to strategic partnership, and we created an agricultural attaché office here, who was under the leadership of Mariano Verán till 1 month ago. And we are expecting the new attaché coming. And I think these were very important things. What can we do to increase? And I will stop talking here. I think the two countries can cooperate more for the good for the two. Today, Argentina is the largest provider of edible oils in the country, but we can do more. What we need is to work precisely with you, with the companies, with the private sector, with the chambers, in order to convince the authorities to be able to provide more and add different types of seeds and products that Argentina can produce that are very good for the Indian market, very good for the Indian consumers, and that will provide the Indian people much and more possibilities to buy products and allow lower cost. And I think this can be said not only of Argentina, but many of the countries in our region. And so I think much can be done, but it needs, in this case, that the governments, I think the two governments are in a good path in this sense. The idea that the governments can have to provide the possibility, not to control the private sector extremely to the extent to complicate things, but to provide opportunities. No? So I think this is an achievement we have in the two sides. I will stop here because I think I had to speak 5 minutes. No? Thank you.
Thank you very much for that very brief but to the point presentation. We don't have teleprompter here, but we do have a time ticking. So thank you very much for sticking to the time discipline. Now, you can't hear me? Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Yeah. Is it better now? Thank you very much. Yeah. So I was thanking Excellency for his very valuable input that we can do more in the area of seeds for the good of both countries and the world. And I was thanking him for sticking to the time schedule. May I now look to my left, Dr. Awad. He is an expert, Secretary General of the India Arab Chamber of Agriculture with great experience under his belt. So may I request you to please dwell on those points of what are the major challenges and how we can, in a concrete, tangible manner, collaborate to mutual advantage.
Thank you, Ambassador, for the invite and for the introductions and excellencies on the dais, and ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum. Namaskar, Sasrikar, and good morning to all of you. In fact, we represent 22 Arab countries, which is the North African states, which is 11 plus. We have the West Asia and the GCC. So we are 22 Arab countries, which is recognized by the Indian government, the chamber, which we are leading currently right now, including the Indian government, and we are already listed in the DGFT and the Ministry of Commerce and all. So we focus mainly on the bilateral relation between India and the Arab world, which goes deep in history. As you know, we have the strongest and the most bonded relation between India and the Arab world over the years, where the Arab businessmen and merchants used to travel and sail all the way from the Arab country into the coast of India, and they used to stay for months and then come back, and that trade with the doughs, with everything that they have been carrying goods with them and taking from India, created not only a business opportunities for both sides, but also over the years have built up a trust. And that trust factor is very important in any business we conduct with anywhere in the world. So I believe our focus, because this is the chamber has come to the existence out of the Arab India Business Conclave, which we have done it on the 2016, and it has been built up over the years now. We have a bilateral relation with India, which is, the trade is almost $300 billion. We have a target for the next 10 years to increase it to $100 and $150 billion in the different sector of investment, and the Indian government giving us the opportunities and vice versa also from the Arab world. So we have a strong relation. And if you look at the African country and India and Asia, I think this is a continental linkage between three continents, will be with Africa, with Asia, and with Europe, where you will be in a position to expand your business. We have 22 chambers in the Arab country. We have also more than 18 chambers overseas, like the one we have here, all over the world, including Brazil, and also we have in the United States, we have in Russia, we have in the Mediterranean, in Africa, and as well as in Europe. I believe the importance of the agricultural sector is for everybody. It's a food security. As we know, you all know about it, we all talk about it, debate, and especially at the time of war and all, people start realizing that this war have created more opportunities, unfortunately, and more devastation for the countries. So therefore, people start thinking in terms what to do for the investment, what we have to have a reservoir kind of things. Is just the oil security? Is it just the reservoir of oil? Or does the food security comes in the picture? So what we are focusing with India currently is that we are hosting an enclave, which is the Bharat Arab Business Corridors, we called it, and it's going to be on October, 9th and 10th of October. We will have a 4-country partners from African Arab countries, and also from the West Asia, and also from the Gulf country. What we are focusing in particularly, I'm speaking on the agricultural sector. We wanted to speak of the how to invest, how to use the technology, and how to use the agri research. These are the issues we wanted to discuss. And also we wanted to debate more on the opportunities of creating a kind of a village, that some of the Arab country may be feeling that they can grow goods in India. And if it grows in India, then at the time of war or at the time of disturbances, the supply chain should not stop. These reservoir of the food items will be shipped to the Arab country. And I think that's most of the important part, to learn the lesson from the war which has been inflicted on the Arab countries. You know it, because of the oil and gas and the natural resources, that the whole world become lust of only colonizing us. So therefore, we feel that India is an emerging power, economically and politically and also militarily. So we always look at India as a destination for the Arab world. And that is why I said the partnership between India and the Arab world is a prime important for most of the Arab leaders. They feel that this is the time where we can strike. And it's not only look east, it is also acting India. And you can see the amount of visit the Prime Minister have made to the Arab countries has been got the top awards from all the Arab countries whenever he visited. And from 2014 onward, you can have the whole chronology of the development between the two sides. I think we need to also see the digital transformation. Digital transformation in any technology, where we can do research centers, we can utilize the Indian skill development area. We have been in talk with some of the Indian institutions who is having lots of institutions in the agricultural sector and the training. We have sending experts from the Arab world into India and sending researchers, and vice versa. Now all these countries, 2 of major projects going to be announced very soon. They will be shifting some of the Indian skilled center for a training in the Arab world. So we have to have kind of a research and bilateral exchange between the two sides. Capacity building measure was also one of the area we can cooperate. And I believe, finally, I can speak on the empowerment of women and finding a good opportunity for youngsters to get the jobs and get the opportunity of developing. Is not only that is a one-way track. It's not only by a barter type of thing, you buy and sell. It's a trust You have a 10 million Indian living in the Gulf country. This is the soft power of India. You have more than $75 billion revenue comes every year from there. We have more than 14 million Indian visit the Arab countries annually. All these are factors to be taken in consideration, how to make the relation between the two countries strong enough and build on these relations. Because the trust factor, I repeat it again and say, and the Indian technical know-how, and India as an agri hub center can create a good opportunity for all of us, including Latin America, where India is focusing, including also the rest of the world, because we are a global village now, and everybody needs each other, especially at a time of a crisis. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Awad. As you rightly said, trust is important, and we have a long tradition of mutual understanding. And the point you made is very valid. I would request the next speaker also to further continue on that how we can take collaboration beyond the national borders, that you have rightly said, that the Gulf countries, because of their agro-climatic condition, need collaboration for food security, that India, in the earlier panel said, has now long started not only producing food for the vast, the largest population, 1.4 billion people, but also we are able to export and supply food to the world. Here comes Brazil, which has been a super power in agriculture and breadbasket. I would request the Brazilian representative, Mr. Papa, to also expand the discussion on to livestock, animal husbandry, and the opportunities there, because actually the Indian, the genetic was the origin. Now we are collaborating to once again strengthen, to improve the quality of the livestock genetic pool in India. So can we together create, like India, Brazil, Argentina, premium dairy and animal nutrition corridor? How we can utilize the agriculture cycles? Is there complementarity between the agriculture cycles of India and Brazil? How we can leverage it for mutual understanding and for the world? Mr. Papa, please.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. I will be more than happy to share my thoughts with you, with this distinguished public, except to talk about currently FIFA World Cup, right? No question about this for today, please. So about your talk, sorry about this. You see, when we speak about Brazil, we are speaking about a country with extraordinary diversity in terms of climate, ecosystem, and agricultural production. And you have a wide range of food through the year, serving both for our domestic and international market. Over the years, sustainability has evolved from being a simple and aspiration to becoming an essential part of Brazilian agriculture. Today, producing food also means improving efficiency in terms of use of water, soil, energy, and the other natural resources and innovation. Sustainability should not be seen as a barrier to production, but as the part of ensuring that future generations will continue to have access to safe and abundant food. In fisheries, Brazil has been making steady progress in promoting sustainable practices that balance economic development with the conservation of marine ecosystems and aquatic biodiversity. At the same time, aquaculture, including fishing farming and shrimp farmings, offer tremendous opportunities for future growth. Brazil is fortunate to have excellent natural conditions for these activities, and we also recognize that we have much to learn from countries which longer experience in these sectors. International cooperation in this sense allows all to grow together. No country has all the answers. That's a cooperation is important. Well, and Brazil has built stronger and a constructive partnership with countries around the world, including Argentina and countries of Africa and the Indian inspection. Our university research institutions, private companies, cooperatives, and the technical organizations are always open to exchanging knowledge. Developing joint projects, welcome professionals working in science, technology, innovation, increasing artificial intelligence applied to agriculture and food system. Cooperation goes for beyond traditional agriculture. It includes digital agriculture, biotechnology, artificial intelligence, natural resource management, and innovative solutions to make food system more product, sustainable, and resilient. Going directly to your question, Mr. Ambassador, success stories already happen every day. Wherever researchers collaborate, companies development joint initiatives, producers exchange best practices. For our students participating in academic exchanges, we are building strong and more sustainable relationships. Some examples of what you asking me is ABC plan, that in the acronyms of Brazilian in Portuguese is Agricultura de Baixo Carbono. That means use the resources to produce all kinds of agricultural products using low level of carbon, sometimes pose negative use of carbon. Another one that involved the genetic and the livestock cooperation is an integrated crop livestock forest system. It's a comprehensive system that lead the results that involve the good recovery of soils using the cattle and the forest and the growers all together in the sustainable basis. This is one of the greatest program of Brazil in terms of the cooperation with cattle system. And ultimately, sustainable agriculture is not driven by technology alone. It depends on trust, dialogue, science, and the genuine willingness to learn from one another. I'm confident that Brazil and India have every opportunity to deepen the partnership in the years ahead, promote innovation, sustainable development, food security, and shared prosperity. The challenges we are facing today, food security, climate change, they need to produce more while using fewer natural resources, do not belong to a single country. They are global challenges. This is my position. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Papa. We will come back to further, elaborate and discuss those areas that you have mentioned. Now, may I request Excellency Mr. Jagannath Sami, the High Commissioner of Fiji. He has been here for 2 years, so resident expert of India. What is the perspective that obtains from Fiji's perspective, from SUA, from an island, developing islands perspective? Perhaps traditionally for you, fisheries has been more important, tourism has been more important, but in food and agriculture, what is the evolving thought process? And with India, what are you doing with personal anecdotes? And what more can we do in concrete terms, please?
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. Firstly, it's an honor to be amongst High Commissioners here and esteemed people. And thank you for the organizers for inviting me to this very special subject for me personally, having spent some 36 years in the sugar industry and in the agricultural sector in Fiji before my appointment here. Let me quickly just say one thing is Fiji Islands is located in the South Pacific, east of Australia and north of New Zealand, in the Pacific Ocean. Fiji may be a very small island country, but we are surrounded by world's largest ocean, the Pacific Ocean. Fiji is also the hub of the Pacific with some 18 other Pacific island countries, and that makes Fiji's position a very strategic one in the Pacific. Fiji is, of course, has got 12 months tropical weather. It has got pristine white sandy beaches, vibrant corals, beautiful country that investors would want to go and invest. But Fiji is primarily an agricultural country. And Fiji has its own challenges, very serious challenges. Like the chair said, when the wars happened, what was the effect of that on Fiji and the Pacific Islands is been very, very serious. The fact that Fiji relies heavily on imports on agricultural inputs, like fertilizers, machineries, cultivation machineries, harvesters. So Fiji is, being so small, it relies very heavily on imports. Currently, the government is focusing more on non-sugar produce, more so because we are blessed with 1 million tourists a year. Tourism has now succeeded sugar industry in the as the peak driver for the economy, and hence and the challenges that the sugar industry is facing because of the European Union sugar reforms. The prices have been taken, the subsidies that was being provided to the Commonwealth sugar countries have been taken away, and hence the government's direction now, the focus now is on non-sugar crops, like fruits, vegetables, which is now being focused on. With tourism now taking a very prominent position in the country, non-sugar crops or fruits and vegetables are seen not only as a premium market for the hotels, but also supplied to the Pacific, and the access that Fiji enjoys to Australia and New Zealand, US, Canada, and other countries. So this provides Fiji with a very strong export opportunity, which of course the Indian agriculturalists would want to venture into investment in Fiji, because those are some of the areas that we are now looking at with the MOUs that we have signed with India. Recently, last August actually, with the visit of our Prime Minister, and between the Prime Minister of India and Fiji, some 5 MOUs were signed. 3 are still in the process, and 16 deliverables were announced. Indian nationals do not need visas to Fiji. You get visa-free arrangement that Fiji enjoys with India, like vice versa. And Fiji currently, to promote its agricultural sector and to encourage international support, has opened up non or rather tax-free zones in the agricultural sector. I must say that FAO, the Food Agriculture Organization, IFAD, the International Fund for Agricultural Development, are major players in Fiji, promoting agriculture in Fiji. And hence, there are great opportunities in that sector. Also, the PPP approach, where the private sector is now getting involved in promoting agriculture in joint ventures with the farmers in Fiji, and government support and encouragement is at its best at the moment. So those would be the opportunities that I can reflect on right now. But if there are further, probing into areas of interest, I would venture into that as well.
Thank you very much, Excellency. Fiji is beautiful and diaspora country, and the importance is further testified by the presence of our Prime Minister today there in your region. Thank you very much. Now, I would like to, we're left with about 15 minutes of time. I propose to split it, half of it for the panelists to go for a second round, to this time to elaborate specific opportunities, because we have agriculture leaders, business captains here, specific, and also we this side, our leaders constantly give us targets. We have to increase our trade, we have to increase our investment, we have to increase our technology tie-ups and joint ventures and all. So from your perspective, what are the concrete opportunities for business collaborations? I would request you to take 2 minutes each of you. May I again go with Argentina, please?
I think that in the case of my country, India can benefit from Argentina, Argentina can benefit from India. It's a win-win situation. The complementarity is an objective reality. And I think that we have two obstacles. One can be solved with time, which is the distance, but it's not a major problem. And the second one is ourselves, our government and the Indian government. The Argentine government, the Indian government, we have to do more in order to remove obstacles, in order to facilitate things for the private sector to be able to cooperate, to bring here the things India needs, to bring to Argentina the things that Argentina needs, and to find ways of working together. For example, when there is India, we have been talking for years about India demands of certain products that need to be done in a different, geographical reality, in which Argentina is a country that is in the southern hemisphere. So the weather here is the opposite to what we have here. So some crops or some products need to be developed in Argentina and maybe Australia. There are very few countries that can provide that. Expert on agriculture, but we know what we're talking. And so what we need is sometimes the seed to be able to produce that. But again, the only thing we have is to remove obstacles from the government side, and that's a job we have to do. It's not easy because governments have their own reasons to sometimes to impose some break. I think that's what we have to do, what we are trying to do, and at the end, this will be good for the two countries. This was what was discussed last year when Prime Minister Modi went to Argentina in the discussions between the Prime Minister and President Milei. I was there exactly 1 year ago in Argentina, and this was we have been discussing. Fortunately, I think the two governments are on a good path. They have the same philosophy of letting people work with the minimum regulation necessary. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I'll again request Dr. Awad that you mentioned trust. Say, let's focus on the Arab and African regions. Africa holds about 60% of arable land in the world. Only 6% is actually cultivated and utilized. How can India and Africa, Arab regions collaborate in concrete terms of interest? 1, 2, 3, please.
Thank you, Sir Shekhar. And the point I wanted to raise here is quite important because we feel that Indian technology and technical know-how can be implemented in the agricultural sector, especially we should utilize India knowledge on this. We can give the logistic, we can give the support. I think one of the main sector for us is to increase the investment opportunities between the two sides. And then we also look at the water treatment. One of the major issue facing the Arab countries and the African countries is the water preservations, because the water is not being treated properly. And especially, as I said, because of the irregularity on using the water, digging for wells and all. So there is a drought, there is always a problem for it. So I think India have already achieved quite tremendous, achievement in this sector. So we can focus with the Indian government on this. And we are already, I've lived in this country for decades, so I understand the amount of research and researchers have been doing between the two sides, India extending scholarship to all the researchers in the field of agriculture. Now I belong to a farmer family. I can understand the importance of this sector because these are quite important to learn from India, the Indian models, and to implement it in the Arab country. In fact, I was with the Sudanese ambassador 2 days ago. We went to one of the India major company, which is Nafed. Nafed is one of the Indian leading company here. We talked of organic, which is also important. We talked also of replica of Amul in the Arab countries because in the corporate sectors, the banking system, how to socialize, not a socialist movement, but you need to empower the poor farmers and the poor people, and by creating more opportunity and more food so that you can make it cheaper for them. And I think these are the issues we all have to focus on this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Awad. Now, again, we look up to Brazil. Brazil is almost 2.5 times larger geographically than India. What are the opportunities? 1, 2, 3. We know that soybean, corn can be one, and animal feed, improvement, quality and sustainability, and also in terms of collaboration opportunities in technology, seeds development. May I request you to please indicate 1, 2, 3 major opportunities.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Despite our countries being 2.5 bigger than India, there is a great coincidence between two countries. And Indian people used to say that there is no coincidence in India, and I am being to believe in that. Brazil has 27 states. India has 28 states. We are almost like twins nations. We are like brothers. We are complementary nations. One side, Brazil is a big producer of food. India is a big consumer of food. But it's not just it. We have 27 states, Madhya Pradesh, Maratha, Kashmir, that needs to talk with Brazilian states. Minas Gerais, Rio de Janeiro, Amazonia. And this background will have, Mr. Ambassador, enough connections to develop all topics that you mentioned. Not only this one, but all of them. And this is my hope, that all states of India find good connections with Brazilian states and bring us results, not only in the economic terms, but also in terms of social development, and above all, in sustainable basis, promoting development for our growers, especially ones that are involved in small-scale productions, because they really need these connections and the improvements that we are working on that. That's it.
I would now request High Commissioner Sami, for an Indian entrepreneur interested in Fiji, what are the opportunities, points of synergy, please?
Let me be a little selfish here. The fact that Fiji and India has got a very strong historical, cultural link. The 30% of our population, or 34% of the population, have their roots from India. They speak Hindi. They eat what you eat here. The food that you eat here is eaten in Fiji. The food that you grow here is grown in Fiji. Fiji has very fertile land. Fiji has rain-fed, 12 months tropical weather, as I said. And Fiji has the sun, 12 months. So you have all the opportunities. What Fiji lacks is agricultural skills. Because the government provides 100% education free, young, educated youths are all migrating. So Fiji has got a huge vacuum in the agricultural sector. And I see India and the agricultural sector in India has great opportunities to look at Fiji as a destination for investment in the agricultural sector. It may be small, but our market is Australia, New Zealand, the whole of the Pacific, Canada and UK, which the government-to-government arrangements to provide that access for export of fruits and vegetables. So there is a huge market and an access that is available. What is not available is people skilled in the agricultural sector to venture into that area. So I invite all those who are interested. Recently, the government of India sent a shipment of seeds, and I see the managing director of Prasad Seeds, who I met recently, is here. There is an opportunity for him to invest not only in Fiji but also in the Pacific Islands. So there is without seeds, of course, you can't grow anything. So seeds is to be perhaps the start-off point. So welcome. If you want any information, it's available readily. I'm readily available to provide whatever information you need. So thank you, and look forward to interacting with all of you.
Thank you very much. Can we take because it is a great opportunity for the audience to have, we have been talking among ourselves, for them to also ask something from this very eminent panelists. If you would like to ask anything, we can provide that opportunity for a couple of questions. Anybody from the audience before we conclude the session? Please. Can microphone be given to them? Yeah. Please.
Quite an enlightening session, I must say. Thank you so much for contribution from all of you. I was specifically keen on understanding this Indo-Arabic collaboration that you've been talking about. So what are the contours of this collaboration that you're talking about, especially in the light of what is going on today on a geopolitical state? And does it involve a third country or a continent like Africa also, where jointly we go together with possibly your major investments on the monetary side, India on the technology side, and then together we create a larger food pool at a place where the productivity levels are possibly, they need technical intervention.
Please.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think this is one of the most important topic for all of us to discuss, and your questions really is valuable because we are at the moment working on the conclave, Bharat Arab Business Conclave, which is going to be, as I said, in October. We have a special session on agriculture. We have made a special study on the opportunities, what India can offer, what we can offer from the Arab world. These are the issues we have to see. And it's not limited, as I said, to the West Asian and the Gulf region. You have the North Africa and you have Africa. So you have access from Africa to Europe, to even Latin America, that can go from there. So you have also a very good connection on these. One of the topic also which we are already focusing nowadays with the Arab governments is called IMAC Plus. IMAC Plus is now India talking of IMAC. We thought IMAC Plus is a better opportunities. Why? Because you will have access from the Gulf country, India to the Gulf country, and you will go through the Aqaba into the Red Sea, into Egypt, and Egypt will give you the Suez Canal. You will go north of Egypt, which is the European country, and then you continue to Africa and vice versa. So I think these are the issues. And most important for us as a promoter of the facilitator of the business between India and the Arab world, we noticed that the MSME Indian also are quite active, but unfortunately are unable to get access to the market. They are unable to compete. I'm sorry to say that. They are either you cannot supply your local market here, you feel, oh, I'm okay with it, I'm fine, I cannot go beyond, it's okay with me domestically. But if you want to expand, you want to it's a time. It's a time you have the surplus, you have the capital, you can go and invest in the Arab country as well. You can take your own project from here to the Arab country and do it. So I believe there are lots of opportunities in any sector, and especially on this, because every Arab country, if you look at Saudi Arabia, 2030 vision, if you look at UAE, it's 2020, 47, you look at Algeria, Libya, and so on and so on. So everyone is having a project where you can, and you need to explore yourself. You know, we give you the opportunities, we make for you B2B, B2G, and you need to focus like any country where, I mean, my country, Syria, is a fertilizer. Indian company depend on the fertilizer from Morocco, Syria, Egypt, Jordan. But if you go and take your own, if you are in a fertilizer, go and take a plot there, and you start do the mining and export to India. Thus, you can also get to advantage of this. You can get unemployment, you can get a good rate, and you can supply your share. So I believe there are lots of opportunities open, and we have already signed with the Madhya Pradesh government an MOU to promote business from the Arab world. We signed it last year with the Chief Minister of Mr. Yadav. We went to Dubai. So we wanted to promote investor from the Arab world into India. So most of the Indian states now approaching us for this reason, and I'm focusing mainly on the agriculture because I understand India's strengths where it lies. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Perhaps one final question.
So we need to close.
So maybe we can continue our coffee.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. I would like to most sincerely thank. She's a taskmaster. I'm scared. So I would like to most sincerely thank each one of you, a very eminent panelists. This is only to whet your appetite that we may continue the conversations, very meaningful, fruitful. Thank you very much for your patience, and I would like to heartily congratulate Agriculture Today for organizing this and providing me this great opportunity. Thank you very much.